Hello, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? The Zip of RageQuitTV gonna be casting game between Genius, who is on Team MVP, who is affiliated with Complexity. He spawns as the red Protoss on the top right position of Daybreak, and his opponent is Akaraka, spawning as the blue Terran, and I have no clue who Akaraka is. I did a quick search as soon as I saw the name. I saw the Wikipedia page of his Brood War career, which had nothing on it, just that he was retired. Didn't really have anything. He played in some tournament that I don't even know what it was, and I didn't recognize any notable names. So he is just an old school StarCraft player switching over to StarCraft 2. We'll see if he has the skills. He is up against Genius, however, and well, Genius won BlizzCon 2010. In 2010 he seemed to be pretty good, going all the way up to the round of 8 in the GSL, I believe it was. And just recently he did lose to July in this month's GSL in the round of 32, but losing to July is no shame, and that was code A if you were wondering. So beyond that, I don't really have anything to say about Genius. He does have some creative builds, some may call them genius builds, where he uses a lot of the Stargate play and Mothership's late game, but we'll see exactly what he does this game. I don't think he really uses Mothership against Terran. I don't watch that much of the GSL, and I haven't seen that much of Genius. I'm very excited to be casting his game now. We have him using all his hotkeys, has his Nexus on 1, his Gateway on 2, his Assimilator on 3, and that may just be checking the progression of the building. Let's see. Hey, he's looking at that Assimilator. He's checking that out. Oh, no, he's... How do I... There we go. Yeah, you can just see him cycling through everything, just checking the progress. So he knows when to do his macro, when not to, I guess. While Akaraka doesn't have any gases, the probe is going to be seeing this. That does show, okay, you have probably gone for a 1 Rax expand. And we'll see if that's exactly what he does. He could always take care of this one probe and then throw down 3 extra barracks. But Akaraka, no, he is going to scout now. And if this SCV did see a Nexus, well, that would be a very viable thing to do, as we did see it in DreamHack, I believe it was. I'm not going to spoil the match. But hey, you see a Nexus really early, you just build a bunch of barracks and send all your SCVs. Of course, that was from a Nexus first and not a Gateway first, so I don't know if that would be viable. We'll see exactly when Genius decides to take his third base. Will it be a 3-gate expand, or will it be a 1-gate expand? He still doesn't have the second gas. Sub-Nexcore is just now finishing, so I don't think he's going to be going for any type of 3-gate expand. If he was getting the second gas and had like a Zealot out and then was going to be producing sentries, I may think he may be doing a 3-gate expand, because that would allow you to put on a lot of pressure. But if you don't get that second gas early, you're not going to have the sentry count, which means you can't really break the bunkers. You would have to go for like some type of blink into the base past the bunkers. And on Daybreak, that play is not that good. On a lot of maps, that play you can really don't even need blink. You can just put a pylon like right here. If it was like Shattered Temple, let's say, put a pylon here. Shattered Temple has land that goes here, and you can just get a Void Ray out and then warp units up. That's one way to abuse a fast expand, because the Terran player won't have anything to deal with your units early on, because he'll have unstimmed Marines versus Stalkers and a Void Ray. It's not going to work. Have a Daybreak, it's a lot harder to abuse that, as there's no real way to just use a pylon and warp inside your opponent's base. But I think you could possibly like blink from here to here. We do have 3 more gates for Genius. Going to this production, we can see 30 seconds on that, 58 seconds on this, so the Nexus did come before the gateways. His second gas now is just finishing, and he is producing a sentry and also a robotics facility. Since the rally point is all the way over to Akaraka's base, I'm assuming he's just going to rush out an observer so he knows what to build. We do have a tech lab and reactor being built right now for Akaraka, and has 1 bunker up. Doesn't really know too much of what Genius is doing. He only saw the 1 gas for some time, so like I was saying before, he can probably assume it's a 1-gate expand. And Genius now transferring his probes over to his natural. Going to the worker count, it is 26 probes to 23 SCVs, but keep in mind Akaraka does have 2 mules, so he is slightly ahead on the econ. The 1 Stalker did just poke around. I think he was just checking for the third base. You see he walked over here and walked up, I think. I wasn't exactly sure where that Stalker went, but he is just getting vision of this map and going to send his probe to the other watchtower. I assume, or maybe going to throw down a forward pylon. and Genius may be thinking to put on a little bit of pressure. His sentry count is starting to get up there. He doesn't have that much gas saved up, so he's not going to be building more sentries. And 3 sentries, I don't think that's really enough to put too much pressure on the Terran player. And we have another pylon being built by Genius. It is around the 7-minute mark. It looks like he's just going to try to get vision all around the base. And putting the pylons down here is a very smart thing to do, because most likely the starport is going to be built inside the Terran player's main, which means the dropship will be going this way, which Genius will be able to see. And if you just scout a dropship, well, that dropship play won't be doing too much. The observer now going to be sneaking his way in, but there is a missile turret. Will he get it back? And it looks like, is the scan going to go down and take it out? The observer is going on the high ground. We can see Akaraka is paying attention. You can see that blur. And looks like he is going to go for it. Throws down the scan. That observer does get taken out. But Genius did get to see the factory timing. He knows, okay, drops are not coming any time soon. And if you don't really know the timing, that is around 10 to 11 minutes, I believe you have to worry about the first drop. Sometimes like 12 minutes is when they will do like double drops and stuff. So anywhere between 10 and 12 minutes, I would say to be careful about drops and keep your eye open, as we do have the starport now being built. So it looks like we will have Akaraka going for some type of drop play. The factory getting a reactor which says, I'm going to be lifted up, and the starport is going to steal it. Observer does come in, just poking around, does not get to see the reactor, and doesn't see the starport either. The observer just nearly missed that. And the factory now lifting up, and the observer's not going to be seeing that, so Genius, hopefully he just knows his opponent, because he could have easily scouted all this and decided not to. Didn't want to risk that observer dying. He is going to scout this third base yet again to ensure his opponent is not going for it. And meanwhile, Genius is getting an Immortal out and +1/1 upgrades. You see a lot of Protoss people now just rushing those upgrades. Getting a Twilight Council as well. Will he get Blink, or will he go for Charge first? 2 medevacs now coming out, and they will be finishing at the 10-minute mark. And like I said, the 11 minutes when you really have to worry about a dropship getting in your base. Scan goes down, that observer dies just before the dropships do come out. Keep in mind that Genius did not see the starport building, so he won't have the timings down. However, he has pylons throughout the map, just getting vision everywhere, so he will be able to see any drops. It's going to be very hard to sneak a medevac past those pylons just completely blindly. Akaraka now going to be moving out, and Genius going to this Omi tab. It looks like both players, well, Akaraka is behind. He will have defender's advantage, and his sentries have a lot of energy. So I wouldn't say the Omi supply can tell you too much right now. Blink is studded now. The Stalker's going to come down here, see all these units, and he's going to have to retreat. Throw up a few force fields, split that Omi up a little bit, take it out. You can see those rocks going down, which will make it a lot harder to just force field this ramp off. A few Zealots do get taken out. A lot more Stalkers do get whooped in. The Genius is at 1-1. Akaraka just at 1-0. But his infantry armor almost completed, so he may be waiting for that right now. Throws the scan to see what it looks like up there. Tries to stem a few units, take out that observer, but no, he does fail. But he is going to be picking off a Stalker and maybe an Immortal. Yes, the Immortal does go down. More force fields, a bunch of Marines getting taken out, but the medevac does lift them up. Medevac does get taken out, however. So that was definitely almost worth it. Medevac went in slightly too early. Medevac is going to gear up so he can do kind of a drop with this one small piece of bio, just keeping map presence. But again, all the pylons just scattered throughout the map, and that's a probe, that's not a pylon, but all the other ones were pylons. And the pylon will be seeing this, of course. Now Genius is going to be putting some units that he already has units there. And the pylon's going to be taken out, but I'd rather lose a pylon than have a drop go to my main unscouted. We do have a Templar Archives now, be very nice for defending against drops, as the medevac may just be chilling out a while because he just took out the pylon. Akaraka would be a fool not to be in position, so you have the medevac just going to wait in no man's land for some time. But while this is waiting, it is going to be gaining energy. So if like a high Templar does spawn, he could feed back, and looks like the medevac wants to go in to do a drop, but he is just not quite ready yet. He may be saving that for when he moves out again and try to do kind of a pincer attack. Hope that Genius is paying attention to his front where all the units are attacking, and then sneak in with this one drop. Does have a mix between Marines and Marauders. Genius is taking his third base. Akaraka floating an orbital command over to the third, so both thirds will be done around the same time. Because keep in mind, the orbital command is already done. That's not just any commands, and that is a special one. Has mules, and we do have charge after blink. Now 3 Archons are being built. Is he getting any shield upgrades? It doesn't look like that. He is just at 2-2 right now. Scan does go down, looking for observers. Maybe he did pick one off. Viking 0-0-0-0-0. It looks like he did not get any observers. As well, the Vikings don't have any kills. The observer is just chilling here over this one washout. The medevac is still right there, and he's almost at that 150 energy. We don't have any Templars just waiting for it, but Stalkers are coming back. And now Zealot is going to hold this one washout. We do have a supply depot going up here. May just start trying to build a wall to stop any type of run by. I don't know exactly what Akaraka's plan is. And building another pylon. I mean, not a pylon, a supply depot. So now Akaraka is going to do the thing about getting vision absolutely everywhere, but he may just be prepping up to take his 4th base, as he doesn't know the pylon is there, and he hasn't scattered things too much. So let's see if now he's just scattering supply depots around the map so he can get vision of it like Genius has done. And it looks like just 4 Zealots going to be going out to do some damage. He is going to kill 1 SCV, but he won't be getting anything else. 1 SCV is going to go down for 4 Zealots. If he doesn't pull back, he is going to get the supply depot, but there's no way Akaraka won't be able to defend these 4 Zealots going to his main, so the Zealots are going to be falling back. He's not going to be losing those. Akaraka doesn't really respond to that at all. He's like, okay, well, I lost a SCV and a supply depot. Big whoop. And it looks like Genius will be taking his 4th base very shortly. And this one medevac still just chilling out right here. We do have a High Templar, and the medevac is above that 150 energy, so a feedback would be very devastating if he goes to a drop. Maybe not devastating because, well, the medevac's been sitting there so long. These units don't really matter too much anymore. It won't be that big if he loses them. He is at 1-1 upgrades, while Genius is at 2-2 with 3-3 on the way. Thermal Lance and a Colossus also coming on out, and we do have this one medevac over here. But it looks like Genius kind of knows about it, has units on patrol, a High Templar here to try to feedback it. What energy is this at? 200 energy, so does not want to get either of these medevacs feedback. If he loses both of those, that will be pretty big. Those are small investments. If they don't do any damage, you just keep constantly losing them, well, you will lose the game. And Akaraka going to be taking out these rocks, it looks like. But Genius has this one washed out, so he will be seeing this come. Sees all the Vikings out as well. And what does Genius have? High Templar, Stalkers, Archons, Colossus, just the standard thing, and of course Sentries. And Akaraka, Marines, Marauders, Ghost, and Vikings. He has 7 Ghosts to the 2 High Templars. A lot more Archons are being morphed, but 7 Ghosts can make these Archons pretty retardedly weak once they get a few EMPs off and their shields are no more. Looks like the drop is going off. It does not get feedback as the High Templar. Well, let's just say he was a High Templar. And a lot of the damage for Akaraka in the main middle line. Now the High Templar decides, okay, it's time to act. Feedbacks that one dropship, and there was another dropship over here, but this one High Templar, well, he's a little bit more responsible and did get a feedback off to kill that. Sorry, I missed it. So hard to catch those medevacs when they just chill out for so long. Those rocks have been destroyed. The Ghost up in the front lines. Third Scan can see the army, and Genius, does he have anything? No, he doesn't have an observer above this army. And, well, if he engages this blindly, he will lose it just because of the EMP. This is the latest patch where EMP is slightly nerfed, but still 7 Ghosts. They can EMP your entire army, no problem. This one pylon is scouted, will be taken out eventually. And it looks like Akaraka going to be doing the double expand. Genius now transferring his probes over to his 4th base. And Akaraka going on 5 bases. But this base, not a true full base, as it only has 1 gas and 6 mineral patches. It looks like Genius has a Warp Prism out with that Warp Prism speed with High Templars in it, just protecting them from feedback. He may be doing Storm Drops, so he may just be using that as a shuttle to drop near the army and, well, get those storms off. As long as they remain in this Warp Prism, they can't be EMP'd. However, there are enough Vikings to one volley the Warp Prism, and he's just got to be really careful about that. And most of those Vikings are clumped up right now. Those Archons can do a lot of damage, but the Ghost coming in gets EMPs on the entire army, except those Archons. Urkon's doing some damage. Now the Warp Prism going to come up in the back, start dropping those High Templars. But I don't think he has some hockey. No Storms go off. And oh my god, Storm was not researched. It is now just started. Oh, that is such a big mistake from Genius. But it looks like he may be able to just barely defend this regardless. Another scan does go down, trying to pick off any observers. Looked like he may have got one. This 1/5 base is going to have to be canceled. Urkons do finish warping in. And, well, it looks like he will be able to defend this with the help of those Urkons. More Zealots coming in. A lot of those units are in the red. And, well, Genius, he got the tail end of that just because his Storm was not researched. And that is brutal. It was so nice that he thought about, oh, looks like those Zealots canceled something that was going over here. It looks like another command center. Tried to go up there, and the Zealots were like, no. Don't know exactly what it was, but one of them has some kills, yeah. Those Zealots did something up there. But, yeah, he thought about the Warp Prism, got the Warp Prism speed, was like, alrighty, got Templars and Warp Prisms, can move them around the map, and storm your army. And the High Templars were like, what is Storm? And that is not what you want your High Templar saying. We do have this Nexus going down yet again. It is 4 bases to 4 bases, so maybe I missed a whole command center blowing up, and maybe it got canceled. I'm not sure. I was pretty sure there was something going down there, but it may have just been this one. I may have been seeing things. I know I said he was double expanding before, so I saw something. Genius has plenty of Archons going over to the army supply. It looks like it is just about even. You can see 12 differential. That's not that much, considering that MVP.Genius doesn't have Templars out, while Akaraka has plenty of Ghost, and those EMPs can make all of the difference in the world in these fights. Bunch of those now going to be coming into this one middle line, taking out a few SCVs, and they do have charge to catch back up to those SCVs and mules. Going to be tugging this one gas now. Is he going to be getting it? It looks like he won't. The Zealots decide not to attack and go over to this army. And he has killed, both players have killed exactly 11 workers. We do have a Warp Prism with 4 High Templars. Wants to do a Storm drop here. But there aren't that many SCVs at this one base. Kind of has it just waiting. He wants those SCVs to go back. Doesn't want Genius to be watching this. And now he is going to be going in. And there goes one Storm. 2 Storms go down, taking out 2 Mules and 4 SCVs. That was definitely anticlimactic. I thought more SCVs would have went down in that. We do have 3 nukes on the way for Akaraka. He is nearing that 200 supply. He's like, you know what? Nukes in StarCraft 2 don't cost any food, so when I get near max, just build nukes. And those will be very handy. Land 1 on an army, and that's pretty much game late game. Genius has plenty of High Templars. Does have this one Warp. Oh no, there's a Zealot. The Warp Prism looks like it did get taken out by Vikings. Zealots getting taken out by that, and doesn't get any extra worker kills. But it looks like Genius wants to engage, has another Warp Prism. Maybe this is the same one. Nuke is going down. And another nuke. Those are just defensive nukes. Where are these Vikings at? 0-0-0. I am just trying to find out if the Warp Prism... No, the Warp Prism did not get hunted down by Vikings. That was my bad. It returned to the army. These things are just so fast. It's so hard to keep track of them. But I don't see any Vikings with any kills, so, well, it couldn't have been a part of any sniping fest. As a bunch of EMPs do go down, hitting pretty much the entire army, but now the Warp Prism is going to be coming in here. Gets hit a few times by that missile turret, but it looks like Genius may still have a little bit too much. Those units are cutting back. Those Archons can do a lot of damage. This PF looks like it will be falling. And no, it does not fall. Those SCVs do get to repair. Everything for Genius is pulling back right now. That Warp Prism is somewhere. Actually, no, it's not. The Warp Prism does die, so I'm just going to stop talking about the Warp Prism, as I cannot predict its moves. But we do have a big battle going on yet again. A lot of the Zealots and High Templars. Zealots go in hold position while the, I guess, Vikings get targeted down. Now Storm's going off, and Akaraka is going to eat that entire Storm, losing a lot, going in the deep, deep red. These Archons can now just one-shot a lot of units, and Akaraka is forced to pull back. His medevac is running low on energy. Genius is taking yet another base and has denied this base yet again, going over this minerals. Doesn't have any mining there. So just saying, no, you cannot expand to this one base ever. Units are going up in this dropship. We're going to have yet another attack, but a nuke is going off. Going to force Genius to pull back. It looks like yes. Great use of the defensive nuke. This one Archon gets out of shields, but does get away. And it's 165 food to 163. Still anyone's game. Another probe transfer going off. More Colossus being built. The Viking count is no longer there. 29 Mars, 3 Vikings now, 12 Marines, and 2 Ghosts. With more and more nukes being built, but there's High Templars back in the warp prism somewhere. And it is going out. Looks like it wants to do a drop, but maybe just sneak in behind. Scan does go down. Not sure if it saw that warp prism. And another scan goes down, sees the army right here. The warp prism is in great position to go behind this army because the Vikings are going to have to be up front taking out these Colossus. If the warp prism can sneak behind, it is going to be safe to drop High Templars and get Storms off. And we have a small engagement right here. All the units here, but a lot of Akaraka's forces weren't there. And there's High Templars in the back of the army, actually, with some in this warp prism. He has like 7 High Templars out. There goes the drops with Storms. Big Storms going from that army. And all those units are definitely getting decimated. Holy cow! Did those units go down quickly to those Storms. And now Storms going off on the middle line. GG! Genius. Taking that game. And well, let's look at that final battle again. I just want to see the food count. And he's just showing you can't really engage a Bioforce when they have, you can't engage with Bio against Protoss. If they have Storm and you don't land snipes or EMPs, he is forcing them back right now. It's just going to be like one minute in game time. Here we go. Oh, no, that was a defensive nuke. He is going back. Let's see. Okay, so at the start of the fight, Genius is at 332, while Akaraka is at 100 army supply to 120. So Genius did have the larger army supply, but no EMPs on all these ghosts. The Archons got EMP'd a little bit, but these High Templars just kill everything. Almost instantly. You can just see all that AoE on that Bioforce. So many Storms. And just picks apart everything. Very good game. And, well, I have to give it to Genius. Those were some magnificent Storms. And, well, he probably would have won that game a little bit earlier if, well, he remembered to research Storm and had it in that first fight, if you remember. Hope you enjoyed my cast. Don't forget to subscribe. And, well, if you have any suggestions, please leave it as a comment. I do read every comment. And, well, take care, guys, and I hope to see you next time. Peace out.